Okay, welcome back everyone to Independence Mustang Wrestling. Started a new video feed here, so we'll give everybody a chance to get logged back in. Hopefully find your computer, get settled in, and enjoy some more wrestling here. Independence now versus Vinton Shellsburg. We started wrestling Vinton Shellsburg back in the 1966-67 season, and our overall dual meet record against them is 44-9-2. Now, we got some good wrestling going on here tonight, but we've also got some great wrestling that's going to happen tomorrow. And Independence is going to be wrestling at the Battle of Waterloo. Been doing that now for a good, boy, it seems 3, 4, 5 years now. I'm not sure when they started that, but Independence's bracket, where we are right now, we are seated number 3 in the bracket. There's 32 teams that will be at the Battle of Waterloo. Independence is seated 3rd in that bracket, and they'll wrestle ADM, that's Adele DeSoto Minburn, a team down in the Des Moines area. And that dual meet's going to start at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, it'll be Independence versus ADM, and we'll be there. We'll get a chance to broadcast those dual meets. I believe there's going to be dual meets at 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 8 o'clock p.m. Now, in that bracket, Independence also has number 1 seeded Davenport Assumption, number 2 seeded New Hampton, who Independence would face should they win against Adele, and the 4 seed in that bracket is Lake Mills. Now, some of the other teams, we got teams all across the board, 1A, 2A, and 3A, attending the Battle of Waterloo. And some of the other brackets, the number 1 and 2 seed in the what they call the Dotson bracket, they named the brackets after some famous Waterloo wrestlers. We've got number 1 Lisbon and number 2 Waverly Shell Rock. In the, I believe it's the Bob Bowlesby bracket, Cedar Rapids Prairie and Cresco. Cedar Rapids Prairie a number 1 seed, Cresco a number 2 seed. And in the, I believe, Jim Bowlesby bracket, number 1 seed Valley West Des Moines, number 2 seed Clarion Goldfield, and number 3 seed Al Burnett. So we got some of the best teams in the state of Iowa will be at the Battle of Waterloo tomorrow, starting at 4 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock, it'll be Independence and Adele DeSoto Minburn. So if you're near your computer, go ahead and join us right at the end of your workday. Just kind of get that second window open and go ahead and watch some wrestling while you've maybe got a Word document covering over the top of it. Maybe you need to bring your headphones too. So Independence and Adele DeSoto Minburn at the Battle of Waterloo tomorrow. We'll have it streaming live. Independence Mustang Wrestling. So right now we're waiting for the beginning of the Vinton Shellsburg meet. And we're going to start this meet, I believe, at 220 pounds. And I believe we'll have some JV matches that'll be going on as well too. So we'll have both matches will be going at the same time, just like they were against Benton Community. Had a nice dual meet win against Benton Community to start tonight off. 49-30 was the final dual meet score. Independence over Benton Community. JV wrestlers did a good job over on the JV side of things as well. Now that Battle of Waterloo, I was going to throw one more thing out there about the Battle of Waterloo. Not only we have 32 teams, and really we've got 8 to 10 of, I would say, definitely the best teams in the state of Iowa as of right now. One other thing that we have is that almost every weight class, we have at least 10 wrestlers in every weight class that are ranked in the top 10. It's really amazing to look at the number of really, really talented wrestlers that are going to be at that meet. So tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, Battle of Waterloo, Independence versus Adele DeSoto Minburn. And right now, first match tonight, Lane McMartin picks up a forfeit for Independence. So at 2:20, Lane Martin starts the dual meet off. Starts the dual meet off with a forfeit. Okay, JV matches. We've got, let's see if I can find that piece of paper. JV matches. Hey, there's a nice fall. Thomas Madison Thomas Madison out there wrestling Bryce Layton of Vinton Shellsburg, and Thomas Madison picks up a fall for Independence on the JV mat. All right, so here we go. Second match here. Or how did we work that? Sorry, we're having issues with my computer. What do we have going on? Is that 220? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. We got at 220, Keith Barnes. Okay, so Barnes for Vinton Shellsburg must have weighed in at 220. I thought we were going to get a forfeit there, but looks like Barnes weighed in at 220. They had him listed at 285, and Barnes picks up the first takedown over Lane McMartin. Barnes, a freshman for Vinton Shellsburg. Hey, there's McMartin with an escape. And right at the edge of the mat, tell you what, McMartin, oh, he's got to pull him back in. Pull him back in bounds or out of bounds, so no points there. But nice escape, takedown for Lane McMartin. Not sure if you can still hear me or not. We got some technical difficulties going on right now. Lane McMartin with the fall, almost picking up a fall there. Lane McMartin with the fall, a win by fall in the first period.
That's still charging, right? That's showing.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Hope we're back for good. Had some cameo issues there, and here's what you might have missed, at least live action-wise. I'm not sure if the score was still displayed on your screen.
It's still going to be streaming, even if the camera's on.
So we had Lane McMartin picking up a fall there, and then it was on the mat for Independence. It was Della Hunt out there, Andrew Della Hunt, lost by a fall. And so the dual meet score right now, 6-6. On the mat for Independence, stepping out there right now is going to be Holden Griffith. So Holden Griffith wrestling Carter Weeks. Griffith a freshman and Weeks is a sophomore. All right, Holden Griffith and Carter Weeks out there right now. Sorry for the loss of loss of the video image there for a little bit. We're getting better at this, hopefully. On the JV mat. Oh, watch that throw. Watch that throw here. Be careful. That's where he wants to go. Double underhook. It's going to be a thrower being thrown, and Hunter Griffith did a good job. He kind of attempted his own throw, but also recognized he needed to bail out on that one. That was probably a good move on his part. Now he's going to be fighting off if his opponent's able to bury it, there's going to be a deep power half coming with the leg in. So Holden Griffith gives up the first takedown. He's behind 2-0 here at 113 pounds. Now, we started this dual meet at 220. And let's see here. No, I'm going to check on that real quick. Make sure I got the 220 right. One moment. Okay, we're back here. Sorry for that. We had Drew Evans that stepped in at 285 and picked up the forfeit there. So the reason for the confusion is the official lineup sheet that we have here at Vinton. They had one person weighed in at 285, and they were open at 220. So what we did is Barnes, listed at 285, actually did wrestle 220 against McMartin, and McMartin won by fall. Drew Evans then stepped in at 285 and was able to pick up the forfeit. Andrew Delahunt lost by fall, and now, oh boy, double chicken wing. Holden Griffith gets turned over with the double wing and gives up the fall at 113. So lost by fall, Holden Griffith at 113. So now moving in to 120. At 120, we got Vinton Shellsburg, Brock Radicke. He's a freshman. And Independence is going to put Taylor Craninger out in the mat. All right, let's see what Taylor Craninger can do here for Independence. Nice, good to see him out here on the varsity mat. Now, in all of this, it's been awfully hard to keep track of the JV on the JV side. I believe that was, it was Hunter Crawford I know had a win. And now on the JV side, we're back to Benton community matches again. So I'll see if I can pick up where we left off. Blake Schomer, it looks like, and Briar Hartle. So Blake Schomer on the mat, picking up a takedown and some back points early in the first period. All right, on the varsity side, Taylor Craninger for Independence, giving up two, now fighting off of his back. Minute 10 left in the first period. Craninger, ooh, this is going to be tough to fight off of. Got a headlock wrapped up pretty tight. Boy, Vinton Shellsburg hesitated. Craninger able to break the grip, get back right to his feet, picks up the escape, and gives the takedown right back up and right to his back. So really not much of a change there. 1 point escape for Craninger, and ends up kind of in the same position he got himself out of. So with 41 seconds left in the first period, a 10-1 score. Brock Radicke of Vinton Shellsburg ahead over Taylor Craninger of Independence. Radicke listed as a freshman for Vinton Shellsburg. Craninger a junior for Independence. So this is varsity at 120 pounds. 113. Holden Griffith lost by fall in 153, and 153. Andrew Delahunt lost by a fall as well. He picked up a forfeit back at 285, and a win by fall for Lane McMurrin at 220 pounds. On the JV mat, Blake Schomer on the mat right now. Seems to be racking up back points every time I turn my attention over there. He's ahead 7-1. And looking for a cradle there. right, Taylor Craniger, beginning of the second period, he's going to start in the top position. He's over top with the cradle, but Radke recognizes Craniger got a little too far over with that cradle. Radke jumps to a headlock. And that's going to be awfully tough for Craniger, and that's how it's going to wrap up. Craniger with a loss by fall. And 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So Craniger, Taylor Craniger steps on the mat for Independence at 120 pounds and has a loss by fall in 218. All right, moving up to 126. Stepping on the mat for Independence is going to be Jacob Wolf. Jacob Wolf is a senior, and I believe he's going to be wrestling Navon Dunlap of Vinton Shellsburg, another senior. So 2 seniors on the mat here at 126. Let's see what Jacob Wolf can do here tonight on the varsity side. JV mat, still have Blake Schomer out there. Schomer ahead 7-4 with 30 seconds left in the second period. Dual meet score right now. Independence 12, Vinton Shellsburg 18. Independence with a win by fall for Lane McMartin and a win by forfeit by Drew Evans. Those were the first 2 matches of the dual meet, but so far, kind of a dry run here at 106, 113, and at 120. Let's see if Jacob Wolf can get things started for Independence here at 126. Blake Schomer wrapping up the second period, ahead 10-5. And Schomer's going to start in the down position. Whole lot of action here at 126 so far. Reminder that we'll be live streaming tomorrow. Oh, there's a takedown, snap down, spin behind by Dunlap of Vinton Shellsburg. So it's going to be Dunlap, Vinton Shellsburg picking up the first 2 points over Jacob Wolf. Dunlap ahead 2-0 with the takedown. 10 seconds left in the first period. Jacob Wolf behind 2-0. Blake Schomer with another whip over. It's at 13-5 right now. Doing a good job on the JV side of things. First period's going to wrap up here for Jacob Wolf behind 2-0. And that's all there is in the first period here at 126. Blake Schomer finishes the third period with the fall, so good job by him. Kind of pick up where we left off against the Benton Community JV. Blake Schomer with the fall. That's 5 falls in a row. If we pick it up where we left off before the Vinton Shellsburg meet started. Okay, Jacob Wolf up on his feet. Wolf with the shot, but a little bit too stretched out. He needs to circle out. Got way too much weight on his ankle, kind of on his hip. Needs to continue to circle, keep a hold of that tricep there, keep a hold of his opponent's arm as tight as he can keep it. Continue to circle with him, stay square. Needs to stay square, back up out. He tried to go forward into a fireman's carry. Now you got to be careful. Now he's got an elbow up. Oh, he needs to get out of this. Back to your knees. Probably the safe move there. Just bellying down and giving up the 2. So now giving up 2 points. Jacob Wolf finds himself down 5-0 here in the second period. On the JV mat now we have Derek Blocker of Independence. I believe he's wrestling Chris Breeze. I believe that's how you say his name, Chris Breeze of Benton Community. So Derek Blocker on the mat, on the JV mat for Independence right now, wrestling a Benton Community wrestler. On this varsity mat, 126 here, Jacob Wolf. Jacob Wolf behind right now, 5-0. Giving up a couple takedowns. Whoa, quick fall over there. And that was Derek Flocker with another win by fall. Cleaning house over on the JV side of things against Vinton Community, doing a good job. Jacob Wolf getting down to the final seconds of the second period, still behind 5-0. And that's how the second period is going to wrap up. Wolf now behind 5-0. Heading into the third period. On the JV mat, we got Cole Horn and Cole Horn wrestling Christian Atkinson. Horn, Independence JV, Atkinson, Vinton Community JV. Even though we are wrestling Vinton Shellsburg right now, we had so many JV matches against Vinton Community, they went ahead and split them up. Did about half of them as we wrestled Vinton Community and take care of the other half. Right now, Wolf fighting out of the front headlock right now. Got to be careful, sat his hips in close. Had the elbow trap, tried to sit his hips in close and dump his opponent over, but sat his hips in a little bit too close there. And Dunlap was able to put the pressure forward, pick up the 2-point takedown. He now goes ahead 7-0. And Wolf did a pretty good job actually of just staying off his back there. Could have easily been driven over to his back in that situation. 7-0 score, Wolf behind, 1 minute left in the third period. Referee gives the warning for the stall. All right, there's an escape, so Wolf's going to pick up an escape here. Wolf keeps going forward. Nice job with the elbow. Kind of had that little fireman's that turned into a Kelly. Had him whipped over. Wasn't able to follow through on that move, keeping that elbow trapped. Nice return to the mat. It's 7-3. Good job by Jacob Wolf, but we only got 23 seconds left in the third period to try and make something big happen. Got to have something that gets him over to his back. Boy, his opponent's tired. This will be interesting if these guys get a chance to wrestle later on in the season. Jacob can keep this close in the third period. That might have to be a strategy the next time they wrestle, because we're going to run out of time here in this one. Jacob Wolf losing by decision. Losing by decision 7-3. But I'll tell you what, the next time they get a chance to wrestle, if they get a chance to wrestle at conference, somewhere else along the way in the season, I'll tell you what, he needs to keep himself in a safe position going into the third. And he should, looking at the end of that match anyway, he should be able to at least close the gap on his opponent Dunlap from Vinton Shellsburg. Okay, here we go. We're heading up to 132 pounds now, and at 132 we got Tanner Erickson Dale. And wrestling Tanner Erickson Dale. We'll get this loaded up here. It's Scott Betterton. Scott Betterton, a freshman. A freshman for Vinton Shellsburg. Minute 36 left in the first period. Scott Betterton at 132 and Tanner Erickson Dale for Independence. Betterton a freshman and Erickson Dale a junior for Independence. Both guys tied up pretty tight right now. Kind of forehead to forehead, ear to ear tied up. Kind of a tough position to score from when you're tied up that tight. Erickson Dale with a nice little snap down there, trying to create some motion. He's got to create that motion when he's a little more forehead to forehead with his opponent, instead of tied up ear to ear. So if Tanner's going to think offense, he's got to get forehead to forehead. He's got that right arm in so deep right now. Even if he wanted to take a shot, he couldn't do it. And his opponent from Vinton Shellsburg sees an ankle there at the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds though, head back to the middle. Tanner's got to loosen up just a little bit here. It's okay to be tied up a little bit, but if you're going to try and pop a shot off, it's pretty hard to do that with your left arm draped clear up over top of your opponent and tied up ear to ear. Opponent with a nice single leg off of the Russian tie. Got the leg up. Tanner needs to keep that whizzer. Keep pressure down, pressure down. Nice job. Way to step down off of that single. Good job of fighting that off. His opponent had that single leg pretty deep. Erickson Dale, 10 seconds left in the first period. It's all tied up 0-0. No points here in the first period. And unless we get a shutoff real quick, that's how we're going to wrap up the first period. Tanner Erickson Dale all tied up with Scott Betterton of Vinton Shellsburg. No points in that first period. A lot of action, but no points scored. Erickson Dale going to go ahead and choose the down position here at the beginning of the second period. Once again, 0-0 right now. Erickson Dale, good job, right? Got to his feet right away. Good job of staying heavy up on those feet. Oh, didn't quite clear. Didn't quite clear the elbow. Had to stand up. Couldn't quite get the arm through the body. Now kind of stretch out in this single leg. Needs to continue circling. Go to a double leg. Cut from that single to a double. He does that, he's probably going to run out of room. That's where the referee goes, so they head out of bounds. No change, 1:33 left in the second period. All right, Erickson Dale back to his feet again, trying to get hand control. See if he can pick up a point here at the edge. Oh, watch the suck back. Opponent baited him pretty good there at the edge. Erickson Dale did a good job of turning out of that suck back attempt. Looks like we'll get a new start. Okay, on the JV match we have Gavin Aldrich. Right now I missed the end of Cole Horn's match, so I apologize. We're trying to sort out 126 and 132, so I apologize to Cole Horn for not catching the end of that match. Gavin Aldrich loses by fall in his JV match. And we'll have another JV match stepping out there shortly. Got a lot of wrestlers, Independence and Benton Community. It'll be Xander Smith now for Independence and Brody Shear on the mat for Benton Community. Nice little flurry there on the edge of the mat as I was sorting out JV, but still, just that one escape for Tanner Erickson Dale. Boy, that was a little too easy of a snap down for the Vinton wrestler. Erickson Dale needs to get that sorted out quickly. Tanner needs to get heavy, stay forehead to forehead, and see if he can get himself moving forward. Here's the forehead to forehead, but the thing is, he's not got hand control. He's got his hands clear back on his knees. Now remember this from last year. If he does not have collar tie position, he lets his hands get too far back, and that allows his opponent to get in awfully deep, and that's why we have to fight these deep shot attempts off. Erickson Dale doing a good job though. They're out of bounds. Good job, good fight. Tanner needs to recognize if he's going to go forehead to forehead, if he's going to get out of the collar tie, he's got to have one hand controlled, or he has to have his hands up so he can block down any shot attempt by his opponent. And that's the end of the second period. Erickson Dale, the only points in this match so far, even though we've had a lot going on. Erickson Dale with the one escape there in the second period. He's ahead 1-0 going into the third period over Betterton of Vinton Shellsburg. Xander Smith on the mat for Independence JV. He's ahead 2-0. No, behind 2-0 over there. Erickson Dale out of bounds, gives up the escape. So all tied up 1-1 here in the third period. Tanner Erickson Dale on the mat for Independence. This is the varsity match at 132 pounds. Dual meet score right now, Vinton Shellsburg 21, Independence 12. So kind of like last dual meet, we got a little bit of work here. And we started it off the last dual meet against Benton Community. We started it off at 126. So let's see if Tanner Erickson Dale can make the same thing happen. Double underhooks by Vinton Shellsburg. Erickson Dale now. Need to see what he has for some offense here. He's always got to have one hand on his opponent. One hand trying to control the opponent. One hand, if we're going to go collar tie, go collar tie. But he's got to be able to release for a shot. So he's got the collar. He needs to take that opposite hand and control his opponent better. No points, no points. They went out of bounds. Back to the middle. Boy, it sure be nice to see Tanner with a shot here. He's going to get called for stalling here if we're not careful. One hand on the collar. He needs to get control with the other hand. One hand with the collar. He needs to be inside this arm like he's battling right there. Now we've got the sprawl. Got to make something good happen here. Opportunity there off the shot. Maybe to make something good happen. There's a nice little shot out of bounds. Got to be careful though, out of bounds. Our opponent was actually almost able to capitalize, but they were so far out of bounds. Not much happening there. A little bit of control, the elbow, a little bit of hand control for Tanner would make a world of difference right now. We got the collar tie figured out on the right-hand side. We need to make that left hand a little bit more active. Oh, there's an adjust of the headgear, and Tanner gives up the takedown right at the edge there with about 20 seconds left. Good job of almost getting back up to his feet there at the edge. So he's got 13.8 seconds left here in the third period to get an escape takedown. Let's see what he can pull off here at 126. Wrapping things up, third period, 13 seconds left. There's the reverse attempt. Peel that, good. Planted on the mat, sit through. Oh, needed to post that hand on the mat and hit that sit just a little bit harder. You can't sit to your knees. You've got to sit to your elbow to create the space that you need to be able to get that sit-out escape. So a loss by decision, 3-1. Hard-fought match there by Tanner Erickson-Dale. If I have to kind of replay that match in my mind, Tanner, when he has head control with the collar tie, he needs to be more active with the opposite hand. If he's got a collar tie in the right, that left hand has to be trying to get control of his opponent's hand, his opponent's elbow, or at least have that hand down to be able to block off a shot attempt. Same thing goes on the opposite side. You switch to the collar tie on the left. There's a nice counter by Drew Evans here at 138. Evans just saw that shot coming from a mile away. Almost had a pancake there right to his back. So it's Evans and Braden Layton on the mat right now. Independence down 24-14 in this dual meet. Drew Davis. Did I say Evans earlier? Drew Davis. I don't know where. We've had Evans wrestles for us in the past. Drew Davis on the mat. Picks up the takedown. Going to get a couple back points, but he recognized that wasn't going to be a cradle that was going to pick up a fall. He's going to readjust here, go to another cradle. Drops over the side. Now he's going to walk it straight back, and now it's just little adjustments. We've got the arm trap. Got to put the bottom knee in the side, and we should be able to pick up a fall out of this, I believe. He's ahead 5-0 with a minute left in the first period. Oh, he's going to let it go back over again, Drew Davis. And we're ahead 8-0 now. 8-0 with 45 seconds left in the first period.
That's a Connor.
Okay, Connor Horn on the JV mat. Got two focused on the end of Tanner Erickson-Dale. There's Drew Davis with another good half Nelson finish. Doing a great job with that one-on-one wrist on the far side, pulling him into his lap and driving it over. He did this exact same thing in his last match. Just a great finish to that half Nelson, exactly the way you're supposed to do it if your opponent comes up to his knees. Load him up on your lap and take him over, and that's a fall for Drew Davis. And that fall right at the end of the first period in 1:45. So good job by Drew Davis trying to close the gap a little bit, so that's going to bring the dual meet score. Vinton Shellsburg 24 and Independence 18. On the mat right now, we've got Nick Highland for Vinton Shellsburg and Seth House. Highland, one of the better wrestlers on this Vinton team, and so House is going to have his hands full in this match. gives up the first takedown. Highland with the little outside single leg, drops down low outside single. Comes right back onto House with the legs in. Highland going that far shoulder, putting a lot of pressure onto that far shoulder, and with the toe there, trying to pull House's hips over. So we'll see what Seth can do here in this position, in this situation. This is going to be tough. Had that leg in so deep. Awfully hard for Seth to keep his hips turned down square to the mat. Connor Horn with the loss over there on the JV side of things. And looks like we got maybe Ben Kelly heading out there. Yeah, Ben Kelly on the JV mat. All right, Seth House now. It's going to get tough now as Highland's going to get a chance to come out to the side here, tee out and make some adjustments. But House is able to get his arm through. We got to watch the hand by Highland there. We're patted across House's mouth there for a little bit. Highland just Highland gives up the arm. So good job by Seth House. Way to keep moving there. And get off your back. A 5-0 score. House behind 5-0 right now in this match at 145. Independence will have a little bit of work to do at 52, 60, 70, 82, and 95. Got to close the gap in this dual meet score. On the JV mat, Ben Kelly giving up a cradle and a fall over there, so a loss by fall for Ben Kelly on the JV mat. House gives up a couple more back points at the end of the first period, so House down 7-0 at the end of the first period. House is going to go both wrestlers up on their feet, so here we go. Seth House just needs to keep those feet moving. Keep those feet moving, keep those hands out in front of you. Watching Seth's feet. That's right leg lead. Needs to be a little careful, a little bit lighter on that right leg lead when he's out front of his opponent. Right now we're tied up, so it won't matter quite so much. Watch that right leg. Don't get too heavy on that right leg. Give your opponent an opportunity to go after that leg. Good little elbow tap, pushing that elbow by. Saw Seth really successful with that in the first match of this dual meet tonight. That little elbow pass down to a single leg. Tried it again there. Should have pulled that off right there at the edge. Had an opportunity to go to his opponent's right leg on the edge. Oh, opponent almost able to get a takedown on the edge. Seth does a nice job not letting that happen. House behind 7-0 right now. We're here at 145. Independence in this dual meet behind 24-18 right now. There's the elbow pop and takedown by Nick Highland. Highland picks up another 2 points, so 9-0 score. Nick Highland over Seth House right now. Boy, House picks up a stall call there right there. I think the referee said you got your elbows in a little bit too tight. So House is going to have to base up, but I know what Highland's looking for. He's looking to put the legs in again. And that was not a good position for us earlier in the first period. Highland was really tough with those legs. Able to put a lot of pressure with those legs and brought the hips over and picked up a series of back points with it. Down to 15 seconds left in the second period. I think it's safe to say Seth has got things clammed up pretty good right now. He doesn't want to give up some points here at the end of the second period. See if he can get out of here without another stall call. He does so. Thought the referee, if we would have had another 20 seconds left in that period, the referee might have hit Seth up with a stall there. But we're going to live to see the third period. Good job by Seth House. Let's see what he can make happen here in the third period, starting in the top position. Highland with the escape right off the whistle, back on our feet. Now you got Highland heavy on the head and a lot of head taps there. Seth needs to come back at that pressure. Needs to get that little elbow pass going again. Kind of get Highland off of him a little bit. It's Highland kind of moving more of the forward motion right now. There's that. There it is right there. Shoot it off the mat. Shoot it off the mat. That was an opportunity by Seth. Go ahead and shoot him off the mat. They were standing right there at that white line. go ahead and take a shot right there. Set something up and take a shot off the mat. Seth needs to be careful when he's standing still. He cannot let those feet stop moving. Got to keep them moving. Feet stop moving and it's going to give your opponent an opportunity. Shot by Highland. Oh, we're double under. Ooh, had an opportunity there for a little bit by House. Double underhooks possibly. Looks like we're going to go 2 mats now. I missed Tate Friedoff and Hunter Crawford. I missed their JV matches as I focused in on Seth House over here. Now House is going to lose a point to a stall call. So, Highland is moving forward there. So, probably earned that point. Here's an opportunity for House. Your back's against the wall. You're behind 11-0. Your back's against the wall. Let's see what you can do. Get a little, create a little side-to-side motion and go ahead and go forward and see what happens. 11-0, 27 seconds left in the third period. You got your hand on that elbow. He likes that left elbow tap. Go ahead and run it by and take a shot. Little half shot there, but it didn't have the elbow cleared on the left-hand side. Elbow pass, good job. There's a shot off the edge of the mat. There, that was better. That was better. Much better. That's what could have done that a couple times earlier in this match. Those shots off the edge like that. All right, and that's how that match is going to wrap up. 11-0 score. A loss by major decision.
152, Dylan Wagner, Vinton Shellsburg.
Seth House, the loss by major decision. Now we're up to 152 pounds. Peyton Nolting on the mat against Dylan Wagner. Dylan Wagner, a junior. Peyton Nolting, a junior. Dual meet score right now. Vinton Shellsburg, 28. Independence, 18. Thought we were going to go to a couple varsity mats here, but I guess not. The JV matches are all done. So I thought we'd go 2 mats for varsity, but maybe they don't want to get out of here too early tonight. Okay, Peyton Nolting out there on the mat right now. Once again, Dylan Wagner, a couple juniors on the mat. Nolting in the bottom side of a front headlock. Needs to keep that elbow tight. Oh, needs to stay on his knees. He was going for that Kelly, trying to take the elbow over. Circle out, circle out, circle out. Keep circling. Needs to continue to circle to his left. Needs to continue circling to the left. There's no offense there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get on your feet. Oh, gave up the takedown. Did a good job circling underneath that front headlock, but when he came back up to his feet, he did not continue circling back out of that shot attempt, and that allowed his hips to stay square to his opponent, and his opponent took advantage of that with a drive double leg. Needs to continue circling out of that front headlock situation the whole time through. Even as you circle to your feet, you continue circling backwards. You never step straight backwards. That opens up a scoring opportunity for your opponent, and hats off to Wagner. He took advantage of it. Okay, 40 seconds left in the first period now. Nolting, let's see if he can pick up an escape. Decent motion there. Trying to keep things moving. .37 seconds left in the first period. Nolting down 2-0 after giving up that takedown. Okay, good job getting to his feet. Now needs to find hand control. Turns in, get your hips back, Keep circling out. Can't step forward with your left leg. Got to circle the other way. He turned. Good job with the escape and squaring up, but as soon as he squared, Peyton actually walked the closer hip in, and that gave an opportunity. That's that hip. That's that left hip. Peyton continues to let that left hip get just a little bit too close to his opponent, and his opponent likes to go that direction. And I think Coach Doyle, if you saw him in the background, he said, "You shoot like that." Like that. When we have offense, maybe our best defense right now. Good job with the shot there. And right at the end of the period, we go ahead 3-2 with that escape takedown. And I'm telling you, if that doesn't wake Peyton up a little bit, he just needs to start taking some shots, and we should take control here, hopefully, the rest of this match. 3-2 score at the beginning of the second period, and Nolting in the top position here in this second period. Well, one good thing, even if we happen to lose control here, we should be able to go right back into a takedown, because that last takedown attempt looked pretty easy for Peyton Nolting. But Peyton working a 2-on-1 from that top position. Opponent's able to get his hips out. Nolting does a good job of following. Head back to the middle of the mat. 1:34 left in the second period. Nolting ahead 3-2 here at 152 pounds. Dual meet score right now 28-18. Independence behind right now in this dual meet. We got some work to do here at 52, 60, 70, 82, and 195. We got to see if we can close that gap and overcome that 10-point difference. Okay, Peyton needing to get out of this. Get out of that underhook. Should go out of bounds. There we go. Peyton, get out of this underhook situation. Go back outside and just start getting some shots going forward. Had an easy shot there at the end of the first period. Let's get an easy one. There it is. There's a shot and a circle and a 2. That is exactly where we need to be. Got a chicken wing now. Let's see if we can get hooked up. Exactly. Good job. Keep walking that elbow over. Small adjustments. Going the wrong way. Should have circled around the head. Should have circled around the head the other way. Learn from that. Hopefully get a chance to see that match again. He had that chicken wing. Needed to circle the other way. He jumped back over to the side. There's an outside single again by Nolting. Pulled it in. Just needs to finish it. There's 2. Keep going to the well. Keep going to the well. Go to the takedowns. 27 seconds left. End of the second period. Coach is telling Peyton to keep that pressure forward. Keep driving his opponent forward into the mat. Keep his opponent heavy on his hands to slow those hips down a little bit. Now the opponent's able to get his head up right away, so that's that pressure forward coaches are talking about. Got the 2-on-1, good job. Let's see what we got here with this 2-on-1. Can we load up a tilt maybe in this situation? 14 seconds left in the second period. Pressure forward, there we go. 7 seconds left. Little head lever on the far side. Got able to get the chicken wing as well here at the end of the second period, but we're not going to be able to score any points. Good job, 7-4 score. All right, here we go. Peyton, just need to get that, maintain your base here right off the whistle, get up to your feet. And here in the third period, we may want to go into just take him down, let him up if we can get this escape early. There it is. Got it over the head. No underhook there, so way to break free. 8-4 score now with that escape. 1:45 left in the third period. Here at 152, there's that outside single again. Boy, got the leg Turk. Need to go to a far, there we go, far shoulder, good job, good adjustment. Stay deep on that far shoulder, or go to a power half. Stay deep on that far shoulder. Continue walking. There we go. Pressure forward. Now pressure to the head. Settle in here and get your 5. Lift the head. Good job. Good adjustments. Good adjustments. We're going to get 3 more back points. So good job. The takedown goes right into 3 more back points, so he goes ahead 13-4 here. 1:07 left in the third period. Good job by Peyton Nolting. Half Nelson now. Good with the wrist. Good job. There we go. Way to battle. Nice job, Peyton Nolting. Boy, he's done that twice tonight. Hats off to Peyton Nolting. He likes to wait a while. 5:04 in this match, and I believe it was 5:05 in the last match. We were 1-1 at one point in time in that match, and all of a sudden just kind of took charge in the second period. So Nolting with the fall closes that dual meet score. Vinton Shellsburg 28 and Independence 24, and I should know better by this point in time. I cannot look down when Jake Jewell's on the mat because he's already got a takedown in the first few seconds, first 5 seconds with the takedown, looking for a 2-on-1 tilt over on the far side of the mat. Seeing if he can pick up some back points over there on that far side. And there's the loading up the hips, got the hips loaded up. See if he can roll through there. Zoom in just a little bit. Jewell's gonna cut him loose. 2-1 score right now. Jewell in on a long extended shot, but he's gathering up in between the legs. He's gonna peel down now. Peel down between the legs. Opponent's doing a pretty good job of keeping some good pressure. Jake's trying to sit him back and put him in danger, but should have kept his head up there and peeled down. Just stay right there, Jake, and peel down through. There we go. Well, back at it. There's a double leg. No, it's back to the single. Opponent is getting a lot of mileage out of grabbing that toe back there. Boy, that toe hold his opponent had was everything. Otherwise, Jake would have had probably 3 takedowns by that time. 2-1 score, back to the middle. 41 seconds left in the first period. Jewell just needs a little bit better setup here. He's going to be able to freeze his opponent. Just needs to hit that setup and shot a little bit better. His opponent coming forward. Johnson coming forward. Oh. And that's his opponent. Came forward, got stretched out. Jewell just went underneath that elbow, took him over to his back. So 19 seconds left in the first period. Jewell ahead now 4-1 with the takedown. And he's going to have some more back points coming his way in just a little bit. See if he can make some adjustments here. 9 seconds left. Ooh, he's got the head now. He can lift the head. No, I think his opponent's going to be able to stay off his back. So Johnson of Vinton Shellsburg stays off his back at the end. Jake Jewell ahead 7-1 here in the second period. Heading into the second period, the dual meet score is Vinton Shellsburg 28 and Independence 24. Jake Jewell going to start the down position at the beginning of the second period, ahead 7-1. Jewell with a nice stand up. Stand up and make sure I got that right. Yeah, escape takedown is how he did score that. So a stand up escape and then the takedown. Almost an old junior high move there with the stand up, the old Michigan. Haven't seen that in a long time, but got the escape, got the takedown, ahead 10-1, 1:33 left in the second period. Good job by Jake Jewell, got things under control. Things are definitely slowing down in this match now. So that's gonna favor really Jake as he's gonna, load up that tilt. Now he should just go right back to it. Had him on his knees, had that roll through on the tilt. Could have gone right back to it if he had snapped his hips to and loaded them up real tight. 1:05 left in the second period. Jewell now got the hips loaded up again. He just scoot him underneath. Anytime his opponent gets those hips up off the mat, he needs to take advantage and slide his right underneath to get that tilt working. 48 seconds left now in the second period. 10-1 score. Jewell ahead. Dual meet score. Independence 24 and Vinton Shellsburg 28. They're going to head back to the middle of the mat. .34 seconds. Looks like Jake's going to go ahead and cut him loose. So that'll move the score 10-2 with that escape. Jake with the fake shot, snap down, spin behind. Another 2 points for Jake Jewell. 25 seconds left. Let's see where he's going to go. I think I heard Coach Lochran over there yelling no tilt, so I think he wants him to work some kind of a pinning combination. But maybe here with 9 seconds left, it's not quite going to happen. Boy, Jake got a little loose there with the hips, and he's going to give up escape right at the end. And that's how the second period is going to end up. So escape right at the end of the period makes the score 12-3. And Jake's going to go both wrestlers up. I think it's pretty safe to say Jake's got things under control on his feet. Got to see what he can get a hold of. There's another fake shot, froze his opponent, and there's the snap down, cow catcher, and a fall by Jake Jewell in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. So with that fall by Jewell, we're gonna go ahead of Vinton Shellsburg now in this dual meet. Should go ahead 30 to 28 now. So nice job by Jake Jewell, nice job by these upper weights to close the gap and get this dual meet score where we want it to go. Nick Holt on the mat right now for Independence. And it looks like we're going to get a forfeit. So Nick Holt picks up a forfeit for Independence at 170. And so at 182, it's going to be Elliot Ryan on the mat for Indy. And we'll see who they're going to put out there. It looks like they had, on their lineup sheet, they had John Betterton listed at 170, but they're going to go ahead and move him up to 182 to wrestle Elliot Ryan. So Elliot Ryan there on the mat at 182, and Betterton moved up from 170 for Vinton Shellsburg. So with the forfeit, Independence now goes ahead 36-28. Quick shot there by Betterton off the whistle. Elliot Ryan, little one-on-one Russian tie situation, drops down to the single leg, keeps the elbow tight, keep the elbow. Oh, nice adjustment. You got a seatbelt there, seatbelt whizzer, and good front trip, gets the 2. Good little series there by Elliot Ryan with the, first of all, the Russian tie dropped down to a single leg. Opponent was able to kind of step down. He was able to keep the leg, lift it back up, and get that front trip. Good job, Elliot Ryan. Good series of wrestling, and now a good cradle by Elliot Ryan. Whoa. That is deep, and that's going to be a pin. Oh, that was a tight cradle. Boy, I hope nobody... Elliot Ryan, he is tough on top there. So there was a win by fall for Elliot. And that was in, I believe it was 49 seconds. And it looks like we're going to have McMillan with a win by forfeit. Okay, so that's going to take the final dual meet score. So make sure we get it right here. Bump it up to 48. Yes, 48-28. So a final dual meet score, Independence 48 and Vinton Shellsburg 28. 48-28. And just kind of run back through our matches here real quick. We started at 220 pounds where Lane McMartin won by fall in his match in 1 minute 16 seconds. Drew Evans won at heavyweight 285 with a forfeit. Andrew Delahunt at 106 lost by fall. Holden Griffith at 113 lost by fall. Taylor Craniger at 120 lost by fall in 218. At 126 it was... Sure got the Jacob Wolf. Sorry about that. Jacob Wolf lost by decision 7-3. Tanner Erickson Dale at 132 lost by decision 3-1. At 138, Drew Davis stepped on the mat, got things rolling again for Independence with the win by fall. Seth House a loss by major decision 11-0 to Nick Highland. At 152, Peyton Nolting with a fall at the end of his match. Jake Jewell a fall in 418 at 160. At 170, Nick Holt received a forfeit. At 182, Elliot Ryan with the fall in his match. And at 195, Matt McMillan with a forfeit, and that's going to wrap things up here. Going to shut the computers down and let Vinton Shellsburg and Benton Community do their thing. Great couple dual meets here tonight. Don't forget tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, we'll be at the Battle of Waterloo, where it will be Independence versus ADM. 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Independence Wrestling and Adele DeSoto Minburn. And at, once again, 4 o'clock, we'll wrestle at 4, 6, and 8. Those matches tomorrow night. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching Independence Mustang Wrestling. Glad to have you here. Hope to see you back tomorrow.